Hello everyone, let's solve this question and edit the question. Evaluate integral from 0 to pi of x sin x all that squared dx. And so guys, we now come to do that question. And the first thing guys, we are going to square that function. So when we square, this is what now we get. We get integral from 0 to pi x squared sin squared x dx. Guys, from there we can use now this identity to replace for sine squared x. And so we put this instead of sine squared x. And so I have already put, I have also multiplied by x squared so that we have x squared minus x squared cos 2x over 2. And then factored out the half. And so we remain with that. Guys, we can integrate those two terms by separating them. We call this Roman 1. And remember, this dx is actually shared between this term and this term. And so we shall still have x squared dx. The half we have factored it out and we shall return it later after we have integrated. So guys, we now come to evaluate the first one of x squared. When we do that, guys, we will get pi over 3. This one is quite simple. It's just x cubed over 3 and then you put the limits 0 to pi. And the next one we have this negative, because remember even the negative is right there. We integrate that and now we can use what we call integration by parts. We can call this x squared, we call it u. Cos 2x dx, we call it dv. And so we look for du and also v. So when we get that, guys, now we use the integration by parts, whereby now after this we shall have uv. This is what now we are looking for, uv minus integral of v du. So guys, this is what now we are having to replace. And this is what I have already replaced right here. As you can see, we have u and v. U is x squared and v is a half sine 2x, a half sine 2x. The limits from 0 to pi. Guys, remember that if we put sine 2 pi, we get 0. Also sine 0, we also get 0. And so therefore, guys, this now term comes to 0. Now minus. We have a minus here. And remember, we also have another minus here. So we take note of this minus. We also take note of the half that we left outside. Now we have minus. Guys, now we come and after we have replaced, remember this is now v. We have v, which is a half sine 2x, and this du is 2x, so 2 will cancel. We are left with that. We now do again integration by parts for this part. So for that part, this is what now we are going to give the figures we have here. So we call x, we call it u, and sine 2x, we call it dv, that is 2x dx. So we shall have du as 1 dx, and here we have dv sine 2x dx, so v comes to negative a half cos 2x. We now come and replace in our equation where we have, here we have uv, and u is x, and v is negative a half cos 2x. So we have another negative here. Guys, this negative is actually this negative, which is the same as this. We still have another negative we had, and we shall look into that later. So guys, with this, we have this. We come and integrate this. Guys, this will turn out to be sine, just like this. The other numbers may be different, but we shall have sine 2x. And so, guys, even this one will still end up being 0. And so we do not need to use it because we shall have sine 2x, of which if we replace 0 or pi, guys, it will end up being 0. So guys, we are only left with this. And now if we come and put 0, guys, this will be 0, and then we can put pi. If we put pi, guys, we shall have pi minus, minus and minus will give us plus all over 2. This is what we are going to have. But remember, even though this is plus, we had this negative formerly. And so, guys, this negative will now make it negative. And so, guys, we shall have now, combining them, the first one, which is pi over 3 here. And also, we have 1/2. Guys, this is what we do now to combine them. We have a half, the one we had factored out. And then we have, as I said, we have the negative we had earlier because these two cancelled and we are left with the former negative. And so this is what we have. We can now multiply by a half. When we do that, guys, we are going to get this as our solution. This is now going to be our solution. And thank you guys for listening to me. Bye bye.